In Africa's savage wilderness, survival demands perfection. Every creature relies on skill, weaponry, brute strength, or tenacity to stay on top. For the rulers of the continent's great rivers, every battle must be won. These are Africa's deadliest. Dawn over Zambia's Luangwa River. A call to arms reverberates across the valley. A fight is brewing. Two hippo bulls battle for dominance. Each weighs as much as a car, armed with 50-centimeter tusks. The loser, lucky to escape with his life, retreats to the shallows, into croc-infested waters. The banks bristle with teeth too. Crocs may be armor-plated, but a hippo can crack one like a pistachio. It is an uneasy truce. The reptiles steer clear of their giant amphibious neighbors. Most of the time. With calves swimming about, crocs can't be trusted. Everyone knows it. And once a year, along Kenya's Mara River, they prove their point. The migrating zebras have arrived. The crocodiles have waited all year for this. The adult zebras know from experience to stick to the shallows. But even the largest crocodiles can lurk in shallow water. The tense hippos gather their calves. Once the first zebra takes the plunge, the rest instinctively follow. The crocs don't even try to hide. The crocs may be the first to the feast, but their river rivals, the hippos, have the final say in who's eating. No one knows why herbivorous hippos occasionally turn their wide back sides on the salad bar in favor of something meatier. But with jaws gaping at 150 degrees, they're certainly equipped for it. The crocs grow bolder as their numbers swell. They want their breakfast back. Or at least a portion. Pulling up a seat at the crocodile's table is risky business for both hippo and croc. Eventually, the hippo satisfies its meat tooth and leaves the feast to the pros. The submerged hippo highways of many of Africa's rivers are patrolled by other toothy terrors. Tigerfish. They've earned their stripes. These predatory fish are as ferocious as they look. With 8 sharp interlocking teeth on each jaw, they make piranha seem like guppies. They attack from behind, striking prey with a vicious bite, before turning it around to swallow it head first. As adults, they'll pluck low-flying birds out of the sky. But the smaller fry would do well to steer clear of this fellow, the pied kingfisher. Its spear-like bill also makes an effective club. Kingfishers are breathtakingly beautiful. And perfectly lethal. They can catch 2 fish in a single dive and gulp down half their own body weight every day. With their specially adapted eyes, they can peer into deep water to spot what's lurking below. A Nile monitor lizard. Always on the prowl for a meal. Below or above the water, he's equally effective. Normally an unfussy eater, today he has a hankering for something special. His forked tongue smells in stereo, homing in on his goal. Not even a pair of water thick knees protecting a nearby nest will distract him. He's after much larger eggs. But don't tell Mama. Slipping past her security demands brains, not brawn. Thanks to the midday sun, the mercury's rising. Mother Croc needs a swim. Now's his chance. He sneaks past Papa Croc, sleeping on the job. The coast is clear. His flickering tongue tells him X marks the spot. Bingo. but it's too soon for a victory lap. He's unleashed the mother of all vendettas. Mama Croc may not be warm-blooded, but her protective instincts boil over when egg thieves come around. She's over half a ton, but surprisingly swift to deliver vengeance. Mostly, a croc prefers fishing to fighting. The bottoms of rapids are perfect for a stakeout. Receptors along its jaws detect the slightest motion. Then it corrals its prey towards the shore and devours it whole and head first. African catfish can reach nearly 2 meters long. Crocs never bite off more than they can chew because they can't chew. Their vice-like jaws and conical teeth are much better suited to gripping and bashing. They usually hunt alone, but when the fishing's good, they'll throw a big party. Catered by yellow-billed storks. The storks stalk the shallows, working as a team to corral fish. As the fish flee the wall of bills, the crocs collaborate and snap up the runaways. It's all you can eat. Until the gate crashers arrive. Marabou storks, always stirring up trouble. The adult fish eagle won't be distracted. Her focus is as sharp as her talons and beak. But her success has drawn a crowd. Her squabbling youngsters create the diversion the marabous need to make off with the spoils. The party becomes a free-for-all, giving the crocodiles something to grin about. The croc's ultimate rule: if you can catch it, you can eat it. They are prehistoric masters of hiding in plain sight. Sure, it's an old trick, but even the largest predators can't see it coming. Crocs may rule the water, but on terra firma, different rules apply. The wily black-backed jackal knows his strengths. He's a bold opportunist. The river's edges are always aflutter with birds. From small doves to those with a bit more meat. Don't underestimate his reflexes. A lesson this Abdim stork learns too late. But by far the greatest rivalry between two species happens here, on one of the greatest stages on Earth, the Mara River. Every year, like clockwork, the wildebeest migration arrives. And every year, the crocodiles prepare to welcome it with toothy mouths and empty bellies. Instinct drives the wildebeest into water they know teems with some of the largest crocs in Africa. For them, it's a numbers game. Blindly follow the herd and hope their number isn't up. Of the 1.5 million wildebeest that plunge into the Mara River each year, 6,000 don't come out. Some thanks to crocodiles. These perfect predators have spent millennia ensuring that this is not a fair fight. When it comes to the spoils, there's a strict pecking order. The largest jaws get the biggest portion. That would be this guy. The dominant bull croc commands this stretch of water. Smaller crocs quickly learn their place. They show their submissiveness by raising their jaws above the waterline. Making a point not to engage. No jaws here can rival his. And challenging him over food would be a mistake. The other crocs know the river boss dines alone. No worries, they'll have more than enough as the wildebeest continue to arrive. While the herd focuses on the crossing, the lioness seizes an opportunity of her own. The near miss doesn't dampen the cat's enthusiasm as the beasts thunder blindly through the crossing. Timing is everything. For predator and prey. Some predators relish the pandemonium of the river crossings. Wild dogs know that most rivers are magnets for thirsty, hungry creatures. They need to hunt almost every day, and the river features daily lunch specials. Bushback, the perfect sized meal. Some wild dog packs even use the river as a natural barrier that slows prey down, leaving the bushbuck with nowhere to flee. But they're forgetting someone. His looks can't kill, though the rest of him can. The rule with most hippo bulls is simple. Stay off their turf. A rule this busy pack of wild dogs disregards. Until 3 tons of fury send them scattering. Which doesn't change things much for the bushbuck. The pack manages to reclaim their prize. In less than 10 minutes, only its skin and a few bones will remain. He may seem invincible, but the big hippo bull is only as strong as his nearest water source. In the dry season, hippos cling desperately to tiny wallows and pools. Intruders who venture too close, beware. Though he's too big to eat, the dogs play a risky game of harass the hippo. It's like a game of cat and mouse, except the mouse weighs 3 tons and has jaws like an earth mover. They're twice as fast as him, but if he catches one, it's game over, for good. In the summer, calm returns to the river. Along the bank, dark eyes peer out of the dense tree line. A Pell's fishing owl. Death comes swiftly to his prey, but not silently. He hunts below the water's surface, so unlike most owls, he has no need for silent flight. He's hunting for two. His lifelong mate waits at their nest, protecting their two precious eggs. They should be wary. They're not the only predators here. A caracal slinks along the river's edge, silent as the night. He's waiting for dawn, when some of his favorite feathered prey emerges. He can launch 3 meters into the air. He may not have wings, but he's so fast he can swat 2 birds at a time right out of the sky. The Luangwa's Oxbow Lakes host the largest hippo population in Africa. And the river attracts rivals from far and wide. When a hippopotamus goes posthumous, but entering the dark, deep water might mean their own funeral. The hyena weighs the risk versus reward. The risk? Monster crocodiles. The reward? A baby hippo, separated from his mother. He lacks speed and endurance. But it's his lucky day. The deep water saves him. The hyena's gamble doesn't pay off. No hippo meal for them today. Perhaps the dogs will have more luck with Impala. Or not. Fear of crocodiles is enough to stop most predators in their tracks. The Impala ram, fleeing almost certain death from wild dogs, now faces another foe. And in the water, it's got the home field advantage. The Impala's in deep water. The bank is no safer. This croc is still relatively small, but no less deadly to an exhausted antelope. The impala is trapped, and the croc leaves hungry. On the plains of Kenya, the wildebeest now face the return journey, which means recrossing the Mara River and revisiting old enemies. Floods transform shallow beaches into steep cliffs. And the wildebeest into fast food. The bloodbath pours fuel on the smouldering relationship between ancient rivals. The wildebeest should have been snapped up by hungry crocs. But today, he's got unlikely allies. Granted safe passage by the pod of hippos, the exhausted wildebeest makes it safely to the other bank. Lucky beast. Many kilometers away, South Africa's Sand River flows shallow enough to safely cross. Too shallow for catfish, and the rains are months away. It is this young leopard's first dry season without her mother. Trial and error are her teachers now. She'll eat anything from amphibians to antelope. Like her domesticated relatives, fish is a real treat. But she'll have to get her paws dirty. Catfish can survive for months entombed in mud, while she risks getting stuck in the muck. Fortune favors the brave, but she won't bet her 9 lives for a second helping. She'll try again when the rains return and the fish resurface. When the rains return, so do the giants. Giant bullfrogs emerge from the deep underground chambers they dig to avoid drying out during the winter. 50 millimeters of rainfall triggers a flood of activity and the breeding season. The biggest males, tipping the scales at 2 kilograms, dominate the center of the arena, chasing the smaller guys to the sidelines. Now for the main event. The Heavyweight SmackDown Championships. They fight dirty. 3 tooth-like bones in their bottom jaws deliver a monstrous bite. For these rivals, it's all about impressing the ladies, who choose their champions. 2 days later, the next generation hatches. Like a muscle-bound bouncer, Big Daddy Bullfrog guards his offspring. Even a venomous puff adder is no match for him. It takes a lot to maintain this impressive physique. Bullfrogs will devour anything from a fly to a small chicken. A mouse nest will do. "30 days later, his froglets face the world. With hearty appetites. They don't need hunting lessons. They're natural-born killers. And fine young cannibals to boot. In the savannas of Central and West Africa, giant frogs are not the only things lurking below the water. A royal python. She's a heat-seeking missile, and she's locked on a target. While all snakes can swim, this royal python is an expert. She uses the water to close in on her rat prey, perfectly camouflaged in the shallows. Adult royal pythons almost exclusively hunt warm-blooded animals. Sophisticated pits along her lips sense the rat's body heat. It scurries off, but she can follow the heat signature like a trail of breadcrumbs. She's slow, silent, and stealthy. Until she's within striking range. Then she's faster than the blink of an eye. The rat never saw her coming. She's not venomous, but her powerful coils squeeze the life from her prey before she slithers to the river's edge and swallows it whole. This is the very nature of Africa's great rivers. They are magnets for life and death. A hippo-sized meal is bound to attract attention. The carcass lies on the boundary between two enemies. Each masters of their domain. The lioness can barely move the kill, and she can't finish it. So she'll have to defend it. The crocs grow bolder. It's claws versus jaws. Getting trapped in the business end of a crocodile would spell disaster for a lion. But the cats know their enemy's weakness. Only the crocodile's tops are armor-plated. Their underbellies are soft and vulnerable. If they're flipped, it's game over. The crocs retreat, breaking the deadlock. For now. But even when things look tranquil, a grudge match can simmer just below the surface. And for the big hitters, rivers are often the arenas for these battles. They also draw the crowds. For elephants, rivers are lifelines, greeting points, and playgrounds. Perhaps the cool, deep water calls to an ancient past, buried in their DNA, when they, too, lived an aquatic life. These same rivers are often where elephants come at the end of their lives. Predators and old enemies draw battle lines once more.